And hi guys, welcome back to Gary Grigsby War Murder here. We are playing the Grand Campaign as the Germans versus the Soviets. The Soviets is played by an AI. I have a lot of things to tell you. First, I had a small break from the game, sorry about that. Well, I didn't have a break from the game, I had a break from the series. Because first of all, I had a lot of things to do in my new job as I changed positions. Sorry, and yeah, and I'm a bit more tired after work, so I don't have that much time to actually do my hobbies, which is playing computer games. But I'm slowly getting used to the situation, and hopefully it's gonna be better as time passes. Second thing is the only free time I had, I played this game, but the multiplayer version, as I already mentioned in the last video. And I played as the Soviets, and I'm getting beaten as hard as possible. Well, maybe not as hard as possible, so not maybe like the AI is getting beaten around here in this series, but the Germans made a lot of encirclements and I lost a lot of divisions. The Germans, I would like to show how how does it look. We are at turn 11 right now, but I'm playing the server game, and when you're playing the server game, so the game is hosted on the developer server, and you cannot view your turn if it's the opponent's turn. So if it's the German turn, I cannot view the situation, even the last turn. So I couldn't show you just now. I probably find some opportunity to show you the situation as the time passes. The opponent did quite an interesting move. He joined all three Panzergruppen, joined and pushed here on Wielkie Łuki. He did not go for Leningrad at all, so my defensive line is around Pskov, but he went for Wielkie Łuki, and then he cut off a lot of my troops here positioned in the land bridge. That was my first big mistake, and the second big mistake was he like poised around here. Around here is the mobile troops, so I thought he would be going for Moscow, but instead he went deep south and cut a big portion of my troops here. So that was my two big mistakes up till now. We have turn number 11, and yeah, the front line looks like this. Here's like Torjok, Kalinin, and then it goes like around here, and maybe Orel occurs, something like this. So, or maybe even something more similar. Maybe even like this. Yeah, I think I have Vyazma in my hands. So, and all his mobile troops are positioned around here, and there are some panzer corps around here. So the situation looks really interesting, and the game is really interesting, and it's a lot of fun. But also it takes a lot of time. In the south, he pushed for Kiev. He did not go for Dnipropetrovsk, so my defensive line here fell really slowly behind. I gave ground, not to be encircled like this. So instead, he joined forces with the northern pincer, with this big encirclement here in the center. Yeah, and slowly is pushing around here. So I have time to evacuate all the industry. He didn't capture a single point of industry as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, the Soviet side is very different from the German, very different. I might talk about this later, but I want to show you something that I learned. You have here info screens, and I probably should have used it a bit earlier, because each time you open a new turn, and it's in every game is worth looking at. There's show event log, and you can read what happened in the turn. I probably showed you this, but I didn't pay enough attention to what's happening, and I probably should show you this log each turn. So you will be doing that. Here's something interesting. For example, our leader Ludwig Köbler has his rating increased to 6. I think this 6 is the highest possible rank to be increased to. So if you are 6 or 7 or 8, you cannot increase your rank at all. But if you're lower, you can slowly climb up. But it's quite rare. Sorry for this flickering. We have also here arrived units, so which units have arrived this turn. Some squadrons have been moved to National Reserve, the Romanian squadrons. Here are PZL 37BR. These are Polish planes that were exported to Romania before the war. They actually seen some combat. Some units have been upgraded, the BF-1 tanks, so the Zerstörer planes, so like strike planes, have been upgraded a bit. Some Hungarian squadrons are using Italian planes. These both are Italian planes. I don't know how it's the full name of this plane. How it's called. It's Rema, I think. This Rema 2000. Yeah, some recon planes, some old Focke-Wulfs were replaced by the generic Fizzler Stork planes. I think so. It's 156. I think it's the iconic Stork. We had some aircraft damaged. Here's our our production screen. Yeah, the production is really important part of the game, but it's quite a token mechanic. So the mechanic is very simple. You have resources that are produced. It's a fixed amount, and oil that is produced. The oil get transformed into fuel from the production. And some also with the synthetic fuel, it's also fixed sum. I think it increases as the time passes, but I don't know. And the oil plays no role in the game, so you cannot run out of oil. From the resources, the supplies are manufactured. So 91 tons of the resources have been consumed, 91 tons of supplies have been produced. And as the Germans, you cannot run out of supplies probably as well. From the supplies, you have a fixed amount of factories, 147, that are undamaged. These produce a fixed amount of armaments. Vehicle factories produce our trucks, and supplies are being consumed. Also aircraft, ground elements, and so on. These things cannot be impacted by anything. At the Soviet side, you have to pay close attention to your armaments production, your supplies production, because you can actually move the factories away. It's an important aspect of the game. You can evacuate the factories, and you have a fixed amount of railway capacity. So you have to juggle between transporting units and transporting the factories so they don't get captured. And if you lose too many, you just don't have enough resources, supplies, ground elements, armaments, and so on to continue the war. So a viable tactic from the German side is to capture the Soviet industry centers. so push for the cities. I don't know how does it work against AI if the AI actually uses anything of this, or is it just a fixed amount of everything that it gets sent? I don't know. What's important thing is the manpower. We have 30,000 new soldiers every turn, and this is one thing that we can actually influence. So the Hilfswilliger, so the volunteers from Russia and from Belarus, Ukraine, Baltic states, and so on, that wanted to join the German army and fight against communism because they hated communism. For example, in Ukraine, it's nothing to be frowned upon because a few years before the war, the communists made, well, on purpose, made a huge hunger in Ukraine called Holodomor, and millions of people died because of the hunger. So no wonder nobody liked Stalin and Soviet Union, particularly there. Yeah, so they wanted to join Germans, and but the Germans did not make good use of it. Their policy regarding the conquered territories were atrocious. They committed a lot of crimes, murders. I don't know. They exploited the land and people. They did not treat them as allies. They treat them as cattle. So all the peoples that counted on some kind of freedom or safe from oppression of the Soviets actually started to hate Germans as well. But yeah, there are some recruited from the captured cities, and the more cities we capture, the more heavies we get. The heavies cannot man the frontline units, so they cannot man, for example, rifle squads, but they can man support squads. And when the heavies man support squad, then the Germans can man rifle squads. Yeah. So the more cities we get, the sooner, or there's just a bonus manpower. And they also get recruited from the captured and surrendered divisions. We have some upgrades to our tanks. If I were the German command, I wouldn't probably upgrade the tanks, but send them both variants anyways to the front lines. Yeah, also conversions, Hungary. We have to export some armaments to our Axis allies, so they produce their own elements. And as you can see here, because we exported some armaments, the Romanians could upgrade their squad to better machine gun. And some Italian divisions that are actually frozen. They did swap some anti-tank guns from bigger to smaller. Interesting. And our Panzer division swapped Panzer piece. Yeah, these are detailed replacement. That is boring. If you like to if you like to crunch the numbers, you can take a look at it. But for each for each country we have additional table. Normal replacement, because first of all there are refit replacement, then there are normal replacements. As you can set particular divisions to a refit mode, so they just receive the reinforcements and replacements as a first choice. Yeah, we are on the offense consequently, so there is no need to set any units to refit. But yeah, here is the important part: vehicles. How much do we have? How many do we have? And how many do we lose? And yeah, we have plenty, so there is no need to delve into it. There's some also ammunition and supply usage, losses. yeah, national morale. It's an important thing. I will talk about it maybe different different time, or I've already talked about it in some previous episodes. I don't remember. Mm, yeah. So what's we gonna do? We're gonna end the turn soon, but I want to just to make some adjustments, and I also thought about what do we do with the 30 administrative points. What do we need to do? I can't. Oh, I really just. We could, for example, transfer this this core, to not no assign, but to a second army, because our second army is this light blue, yeah, and it has only one core, so it could have second core, because the green army is actually a panzer army, so we don't need infantry there, but it costs 17. It costs 17 damage, so we can do this. We could find some leaders to replace. One thing that we're gonna do for sure is to find a base with all our transport planes and send it to Army Group Center, because Army Group North does not need any more fuel. And we will assign, it was Luftflotte 1, here we have Luftflotte 2, so we can reassign it to Luftflotte 2. Luftflotte 2. Yeah, so it's Luftwaffe is like fleet, air fleet, yeah. Yeah, so we can now fly some fuel. Transport node. Here we have fly some fuel. Why? What's happening? I'm pressing shift and okay. Maybe I'm too far away. I don't know. Let's fly some fuel there. We have a yeah. Can fly some fuel here or not. I don't know why it doesn't work. Should I click it? No, I click it, don't work. Motorized division. Strange. Maybe they've already flew all their miles. Transport. Okay, so maybe I probably drove the airbase and they cannot fly anymore. But the other airbase did not drive that far. I don't know. Anyways, let's fly some fuel from the south. Yep. The funny story about my Soviet play was that I knew that the industry must be moved somewhere, like evacuated from the cities, but I had no idea how, because there is no no button in the UI to do this, no no clue how to evacuate the industry. Because you have like, I don't know if it's in the German side, you can see. You click the name of the city, and here you can see all the factories. So we have here 10 factories of the planes, of half tracks, and so on. And you have to move it, but how? There is no button, no nothing. And also in the manual, there's no clue how to do this. So no print screen with buttons to be pressed. It's like it's just said that you have to do this and how does it work and so on. But it tells you about the game mechanics, but not about the actual um, how do you call it? Yeah, the button pressing. Yeah, so where do you have to? What button do you have to um, touch to execute the movement? And I found after after 2 turns, because I suspected first maybe in the first 2 turns there is no way to. It's actually blocked in the in the game, so you cannot move it because in the first turns, I don't know, the Soviet was paralyzed or so on. But yeah, it is exactly so in the first turn, but in the second turn you can move the industry, and all you have to do is click the city, click the railway movement, and also have the button of factories enabled, and then you click the name of the city. You choose the factories, you click on here a small button shows up, you click the button, and then you right click another city. And then it goes to another city. It was on its own, to find something like this on its own is terrible. And yeah, it costed me 1 turn of like railway capacity to do this. Okay. Also, one thing I wanted to do is the fins. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm talking and cannot concentrate on doing something. Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's everything is cool, and we can end the turn. In the versus mode, you get very stressed when you end the turn. Well, here it is so as well, but you send the turn and you have to wait. You wait a few hours. It depends on a few days. Depends how quickly does your opponent play. My opponent plays every day 1 turn, so I try to match his tempo and also play every day 1 turn. I'm really tired because the Soviet turn takes like 2 hours, 2.5 hours to do. Yeah, but also there is the stress factor because you have sent the turn and you wait for the turn to come back to you, and you get stressed. You think about maybe I made a mistake and how the situation is gonna go. I should have made something different, maybe pull back a little, or maybe stay a little more. For example, in 1 turn I forgot to move the industry. No, I'm not talking about the situation the first turn when I didn't know how, but in, I don't know, 6th or 7th turn I simply forgot to do this. So I was really sad and kind of stressed. Yeah, and you wait, and you open the turn and see, bah, a big answer command. For the you get very sad. And for example, I check the turn in the morning before I go to work, because my opponent is probably from North America or South America, and he does the turn at night when in Europe there is night, so he does it the night of the European time, and the turn is ready in the morning. So I check it in the morning, see how big mistakes did I make, and then go to work. And in the whole day I think about the turn and think what did I do wrong, and that there is a big I screwed up a big time, and I will need to like work it out when I come back from work. It's kind of stressful. Oh my god, I think that there was a airfield there, maybe? Airfield or HQ maybe? No, they resealed the pocket. Not good. Not good, not good. There are a lot of them. We actually defended quite well around Leningrad, but now they threaten us around Moscow. Quite a strong counterattack. The Soviets get when I when I play, the Soviets get 150,000 manpower each turn, and you really have to, when playing against the Germans, you really have to trim the Soviet army because it can grow really fast, really fast. And I get my troops encircled, as I've told you, but my army still grows. And I'm at 4,200,000 men, but a lot of them are in the big pocket. So they're gonna be wiped. They did like join up with their pocketed comrades. Let's see. Let's take a look at the losses. We lost 100,000 men, of which only 1/3 of it were killed. The rest were disabled or captured, and they will slowly return. The disabled men will slowly return at some fixed ratio. We lost 500 AFVs, which is quite high, quite a high number. The Soviets lost 1.3 million of men, but we have even more in the pockets. Only 150 planes lost because I'm not really using the Luftwaffe to its full potential. The Soviets losses are also quite low, 6,000. You can get 5,000 in the first turn. So yeah. Yeah, so we have a new turn. Let's see how the situation looks. How does the situation look? Yeah, they've reopened the pocket here, but we can reseal it, hopefully. For example, our infantry division. Yeah. We can here. We do have some more pockets around here. Very good. Very good. These were not reopened. Yeah, the situation in Moscow is quite worrisome. They have a lot of forces. Yeah, I wonder if they moved them from here, like railed them, at least some of them, but I don't think so. And in the center is quite open. There's nothing. There's a very strong formation. There are also only 3 of them. So it's quite an easy pocket. Let's see let's do the recon first, before I get deconcentrated and move to different things. Yeah, a lot of units. Let's see in the south. Yeah, the south is quite open. And when I say quite open, I mean it's totally open. Crimea is blocked. That's everything else is empty, or quite empty. Okay, before we proceed, let's take a look at the event log. Because it should be first thing that we do before we start the turn. We have 4 divisions isolated. These are those around Moscow. That 1 division arrived. A battalion and a Finnish brigade who has been withdrawn. Well, the Finnish brigade will withdraw in turn 12, so 5 turns time. I don't know why they tell me it's now. Okay, never mind. Some Hungarians changed planes and training. 30,000 and a half manpower, so it's the same number, and in the German side it's always the same numbers. So I don't know if there is small variation to it, but I think we have some more heavies than last time. We have some Panzer switched, Panzer 38 to Panzer 38E. So it's the Czech tank, Skoda. Hungary has changed the same plane again. Some upgrades from Panzer 2 to Panzer 2Fs. Swaps, refit. Blah 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 blah. Well, some more vehicles. Doesn't matter. Losses doesn't matter. Okay. So we have a general idea what's happening in the game. I should have also shown you the order of battle. The most important number is here. Germany, how much soldiers do we have? So 3.4 million. And how many soldiers does the Soviet Union have? So they have 4 million. 4 million men. You have to keep the Soviet army around 4 million or below 4 million to have a good game as a German. But we are not playing the long game here, we are playing the short game, so taking the objectives. Let's do some movement. Let's do maybe the finish movement. Let's finish the movement. But let's send some divisions, maybe 4 of them, to the front. Let's do some more work here. It captures fuel. There is a strong front line. We secure this security battalion, capture some more fuel, so the security battalion cannot escape. We reduce the pocket. Okay, surrender. Very well. You can move a bit forward. Yeah. Probably in the regiment. Interesting. Cat Brigade. The Soviets look like they want to have some fight before we reach the no attack line, so we can as well fight them. Let's try and conquer the Hanko base, but it's not working. Try again. Still not working. I should probably do some better preparations. So attach pioneers, artillery to the. Well, attach first of all those formations to a command, and then attach some support units to reduce the pockets, to reduce the fort line, because I actually forgot to put the fort number up, and as you can see, it's quite high. It's quite high. See how the situation here looks. Okay, okay, very good. Yeah, I think the the Finnish front will be it for this episode. The episode's also a bit long. I want to show you something. I don't know if I actually make it. Construction engineer, construction battalion, engineer. See, here's, for example, a heavy artillery. It can help us. It can help us. There should be somewhere a unit to proceed with the rail repair. Yeah. Air command. Yeah. Maybe these engineer battalions. Let's see. Or maybe these construction battalions. Let's try. I've assigned it to the 6th Finnish Corps. Let's move the HQ up, and let's see if the next turn some on-map engineer repair units will appear here. They may do so or may not do so. Or maybe they arrive later. Swedish infantry battalion, some coastal brigades, pioneer battalions. Withdraw. No, there are probably no Finnish rail repair units arriving, so they should be these engineer battalions. But we will see if they were. Okay, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the delay. Next episode we'll be dealing with Army Group North, advancing even further on Leningrad, grinding slowly up, and reducing maybe some of these pockets. So wait patiently for my next episode. Maybe tomorrow, hopefully it'll be tomorrow, but it's not 100% sure, because tomorrow my fiancée has a birthday, so there is a lot to prepare for it, and yeah. See ya, guys. Probably soon. Bye.